Alright, so guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I polish exhaust tips. You can see a slight difference between this one and this one. I just did a little test spot just to see how my process was working on this tip. And I'm going to get this entire exhaust pipe polished and clean. Well, it's already clean, but polished and at least way shinier than it was before. Considering this is where it starts, this is like the initial stage, getting this perfect may not be exactly possible without a ton of work. So getting it pretty good is going to be our goal. So normally I would use the Meguiar's, I forget what it's called, but it's like this yellow foam thing on a drill. But as you can see, there's hardly, there's like 2 fingers. I have small hands, and this is 2 fingers of space between the muffler and the paint. And I don't really want to tape all this up just to polish these exhaust tips and make sure that nothing happens down there with the polish getting all around the paint. So I don't really want to bother with that too much. And you have to remember, you got to do these things with the right perspective in mind. You don't want to spend 4 hours on polishing exhaust tips. No one's really going to enjoy that. So I'm going to do these by hand, and I like using these Adams metal polish. This is the number 1 and this is the number 2. It's cool because this is like a compound for paint and this is like a polish for paint. So they what I mean by that is this is heavy duty grit and this is a little bit finer. So I have these little pads that Adams uses to do metal polishing. You can really use pretty much any terry cloth towel or anything like that. The reason I like the pads is because this pad just finishes down on these exhaust pipes better. Now another thing to know is when you're doing exhaust pipes and you have when you polish exhaust pipes, you're gonna find that your pad gets black and this gets black. The black residue is just oxidized metal. It's nothing to worry about. It's completely normal. So let's get started. The first thing I do is I shake this number 1 up, which is like an analogy to a compound on paint. So I shake this up. Also, keep in mind, I have 2 pads. You don't want to put the fine and the heavy duty on one pad. You want to use 2 different pads. So I'm going to shake this up. Get some on there. Maybe on the sides. Also, there are a ton of metal polishes out there that you can buy. I just like Adams. There's no real reason I'm using it apart from the fact that I like it. It's a 2-stage system, and it works well. So we're just going to rub it. Some people like rubbing in circles, some people like rubbing in lines. I've never really seen too much of a difference. So I do a little bit of both. The main purpose is just to get these better than they were in the initial place. So just however you really feel like doing it, go for it. So, if you remember from the beginning of the video compared to here, you can start to see that this polish is starting to look like it's getting used up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, again, this is just a dirty microfiber towel, old microfiber towel, or a cheap one. You don't want to really use nice microfiber towels. And I don't really believe in buying metal polishing microfiber towels, just because you really want a cheap one. You don't want to spend a lot of money on them. They get so dirty and you throw them out so often. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. I'm going to try to reapply some of the metal polish to get some of this remaining stuff. See if I can get some of this off. Alright, so you can see that we made quite a huge difference between here and here. And we got one more step left to really bring out the luster. We got just about everything off this tip of the exhaust. Maybe there's a little bit left here, but this is good enough for me. So the next step is to use this guy with the metal polish number 2. Alright. You may think I put a lot on the pad, but to be honest, I just like a lot of product there. I feel like it works better when you have a lot of the essentially active ingredient to polish the metal. And using a pad is also great because, check this out, I can go in between these two exhaust pipes, the mufflers, and I can go in between on the other side too, so I can get a full 360-degree polish. Alright, so now that we're doing the fine polish, I want to make sure to go to a clean portion of the towel that I'm using, only because the dirty portion may have like contaminants in it, and you don't want to like recontaminate that portion, that exhaust pipe, and maybe scratch it. It's really not about keeping it clean, it's about not putting additional scratches back into the metal. And here we're just going to be a little bit more gentle than we were taking off the initial polish. Again, just because we want this to be our final finish. Alright guys, as you can see, this is a pretty big difference. I'm going to bring you in really close and show you just how crazy of a difference this is. Alright guys, what do you think? The old one and the new one. Sorry if I'm not able to get the capture light in here. I'm trying to get you guys to see it. You can kind of see it. There we are. Look at that. That's Adam's metal polish number 1 and number 2, using their little green pads, their metal polishing pads. Another thing you can use is quadruple zero steel wool, and that's pretty nice too. That's just another option. I like to use these pads, but that's just another option. Anyways, this video is done. I hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you on the next one. And still, just a really cool before and after shot. Alright guys, thanks for watching.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please push that like button or even subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. If you really enjoyed it, hit that share button. Really helps my channel grow and I would definitely appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good day. And in the meantime, let's dance.